What is going on to all my TV fans out there, and welcome back to my channel, Movie Files. Elliot back again, and just the other day I shared with you all my top 10 favorite shows of 2021, but we are in the new year. Happy New Year to you all. We got some great shows to look forward to in 2022, and that's what I want to share with you all, my most anticipated shows of this new year. Really excited to share this list, but before we dive into it, check me out on all my other social media accounts. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell, and as you can see on the screen now, if you enjoyed this video, well, make sure to like and share this video, but more importantly, I want to know your most anticipated shows of the new year. Let's talk about that in the comments below. So let's just jump right into my top 10 list. Starting off with number 10, one of my favorite shows on TV, one of the best shows on Amazon Prime, and it is a return of The Boys Season 3, which doesn't have a release date quite yet, but if I were a betting man, I would imagine by the end of the summer we'll get their new season. And based on the things that happened in the Season 2 finale, Homelander and his son, and obviously Billy's wife, a lot of stuff went down in that finale, and I'm so excited for Season 3. I'm not the biggest fan of Huey, but I'm so excited to see him do his own thing and working with the governor, who we think might have some doings and some evil stuff. We got Homelander out there still being a maniac, and based on the things I'm hearing from the showrunner, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be bloodier, and sign me up. I can't wait for The Boys Season 3. Let me know if it's one of your favorite shows, and if you're excited for Season 3 of The Boys, coming in at my number 10, which brings me to my number 9. I'm an MCU fan, and I'm so excited to see this character makes his debut on Disney+, and that is Moon Knight. Oscar Isaac can do no wrong in my eyes. I'm so excited to see him play this character. I'm vaguely familiar with the character from the comic books, knowing that a lot of people compare him to a Batman, but multiple personalities, supernatural. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited to see Marvel dive deeper into the supernatural elements, whether it be, you know, what we got with Doctor Strange so far, but then diving deeper into Moon Knight, into his characters, in the moon gods and all the Egyptian stuff that the show is going to bring, but also Ethan Hawke as the villain. Maybe or may not be playing a vampire by the name of Dracula, which brings me to my next point, opening up the supernatural, bring in the Blade, bring in the characters such as the Ghost Riders of the world and the Midnight Suns. I'm so excited to see what Marvel does with the supernatural. Don't hold back. I know we can't get the rated R-ness, but give me some of that groundness, give me some of that grittiness. I want to see it in Moon Knight. We're getting Werewolf by Night come next year on Disney+, or say this year in October. I'm so excited for Moon Knight. Let me know if you are excited for that show, and that's coming in at my number 9, which brings me to my number 8. As a Star Wars fan, when I heard that they were making this movie many years ago, it got canned. They were going to make it to a show, it got canned, but now it's official with Deborah Chow directing all of the episodes. I'm talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi, one of my favorite Jedis, one of everyone's favorite Jedis out there, right? He might not be number 1, but he's definitely in that top tier. He's my favorite Jedi. I am so excited to see Obi-Wan Kenobi back, but more importantly, Ewan McGregor versus Darth Vader. We're going to get that another round of them fighting. Who has the higher ground? It's going to be so incredible to see this series. Seeing maybe a potential baby Luke. We're going to get his, his auntie and his uncle in the show, Owen. I'm really excited to see what the show has up its sleeve. And again, Deborah Chow, she blew me away for what she did with The Mandalorian. I'm so excited to see her get her own series in Obi-Wan Kenobi, which I imagine right now is probably summer of 2022, but I'm so excited for it. Let me know if you are looking forward to Obi-Wan Kenobi, which brings me to my number 7, which comes on FX, one of the best networks out there, very underrated network, and that is Atlanta Season 3. It's been, 3 years since we got in this show. It's going to be coming back to TV on March 24th, and I can't wait to see the return of Earl, Paperboy, Darius, and of course Van. They're all coming back. We got the trailer recently. It looks like they're in Amsterdam, traveling overseas, and again, all the craziness with them characters. It's easily one of the most well-written shows. It has such great comedy beats. It's such a good drama, and the performances of our leads are incredible. All of them have been busy, as we all know. Donald Glover and all the actors are just doing such a great job of what they're doing outside this show, but now getting them back on one screen, on one of the best shows on TV. I can't wait for March 24th of Atlanta Season 3. Let me know if you are excited for that, which brings me to my number 6, which is on HBO, and this has been another show that's been off the TV for a while, since 2018, and that is Barry Season 3. I love Barry. It's such a great dark comedy, and I love the performances. I love the nuances. I love the way season 2 wrapped up things with Barry still having that killer instinct. And I don't want to spoil it, but someone finds out his killer instinct, and I can't wait to see what season 3 has up his sleeve, what Barry did to his acting coach. I mean, it's just so much that happened in these first 2 seasons. I'm so excited for it to make its return, which I think right now is slated to come out in the fall of 2022. I'm ready for it. Let me know if you all are a fan of Barry. I can't wait for season 3. But that brings me into my top 5 shows. And before we share my number 5, if you haven't already, make sure to like the video, share the video, leave your most anticipated shows in the comments below, and let's discuss that. But moving on to my number 5, and this is coming out in just a few days, and that is on the 9th of this month, Euphoria Season 2. I'm such a big fan of Euphoria. I love season 1. I love the characters. I love the relationship between Rue and Jules. I love the 2 specials that we got last year. I can't wait for this new season. It looks darker. There's a lot more drama, looks like, to be involved. We got some new characters that are going to be there. It has one of the best soundtracks that I've heard on TV in a while. I can't wait to see the soundtrack for this season. I plan on reviewing the show, maybe having some live discussions about Euphoria. I'm such a big fan. The 9th can't get here soon enough. Let me know if you all are excited for Euphoria Season 2 coming in just a few days in the comments. But that's my number 5, which brings me to my number 4, and happens to be Season 4 of one of the best shows on Netflix, and that is Ozark, coming out on the 21st on Netflix. The Berg family is back, ladies and gentlemen. We all know how things shook up in the end of season 3. And at this point, I mentioned in my season 3 review that I did, almost 2 years ago, that a lot of people were comparing this show. And I was one of those people that compared it a lot to Breaking Bad. But I think this show, especially last season, has definitely kind of made its own lane, has its own characters, has its own story. And I am all up for this new season, which will be split up into 2 halves. They will be having a part 2 to season 4, or we can maybe say season 5. But I can't wait to catch up with Wendy, with Marty, and the Berg family in season 4 on Netflix. I love that show, and I can't wait to see them return in just a couple weeks. But let me know if you are excited for Ozark, which brings me to my number 3, which is another Netflix show. And we all know when this show came out many, many years ago, it was a phenomenon. I know it's kind of lost some momentum, but I'm still a big fan of Stranger Things season 4, which right now is slated for a release date of maybe in the summer, maybe in the spring of this year. But listen, 11, Mike, the whole damn crew, Hopper coming from Russia in the hole that he went into, making his way back into it. Our crew is split up. They're older now. We got a haunted house involved. I can't wait for this new season. I still love Stranger Things. I know season 2 took a bit of a dip, but I thought season 3 kind of picked things back up, and it kind of was more in the vein of season 1. Again, these kids are now looking like adults, but I'm excited for this new season, which again is slated for, again, spring or summer, but I am so excited for it. Let me know if you all are still fans of Stranger Things, and if so, are you excited for season 4? So let's get into my top 2 most anticipated shows this year, starting off with number 2. My favorite video game series of all time is finally coming to the screen, and that is The Last of Us. Knowing that the creators of the show or the video game are going to be involved in this show, knowing that it's on HBO, which is the best network on TV, period, in my opinion, I'm so excited for this show because the casting, number 1, Pedro Pascal, you have, playing Joel, you have Ellie being played by Bella Ramsey. It's coming out in the fall of 2022, and whenever HBO drops something in the fall, it's going to be winning some Emmys. So I am just so excited to see them dive deep into these characters, meeting some, adding some new elements to the story. And again, it's my favorite video game of all time in regards to The Last of Us. I haven't played the second one yet, and I've heard mixed things about that, but I am such a fan of this video game, this IP, and I'm so excited to see it on HBO in the fall. I mean, come on. I can't wait for it. Last of Us coming in my number 2. Let me know if you're all excited for that. But that brings me to my number 1. Now, HBO, it's another HBO show, and you all know, I know a lot of people hate the last season of Game of Thrones, but just try not to think about that last season. And I know some people are mixed about season 7, but let's remember the goodness of Game of Thrones, one of my favorite shows of all time. And I know a lot of people have its grievances with how they handle once they deviated from the books and it got into the creative nature of the show. Neither here nor there. My number 1 most anticipated show of this year, without a doubt, is House of Dragons. We're going to be diving into the Civil War of the Targaryens, 300 years prior to the Game of Thrones timeline that we got within the series. Yes, please sign me up. I mean, we got some people I'm not too familiar with in regards to their acting sensibilities, but we got Olivia Cook, Matt Smith, very familiar with the the composers coming back who composed some of the Game of Thrones episodes. Some of my favorite directors will be coming back to direct these episodes. I know you all have some bad taste in your mouths, as do I with season 8 of Game of Thrones, but I just can't urge you enough to remember Game of Thrones at its highest peak, how great of discussions we had, how excited we were about these characters, the Jon Snows of the world, the Cerseis of the world, the politics, the fights, the battles of the bastards. I mean, I can't be more excited for House of Dragons. I'm really looking forward to it. Right now, I believe it's another fall series in 2022. I mean, HBO, can you give us a break? I'm joking. I can't wait for this fall, for this show. Sign me up. House of Dragons, Targaryens, dragons, blood, politics, treachery. I mean, I am all for this show, and that's why it's my number one. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my most anticipated shows series coming this new year. I want to know your list in the comments below. If you stuck around to this point in the video, I appreciate every single one of you all. Before you leave, make sure to like, share, comment. Again, share your list in the comments, your most anticipated shows on the programs on the TV coming this year. So like I said, I have my top 10 favorite shows on the channel right now. I'm going to be shooting my top 10 favorite movies, which should be on the channel right now. I'm pre-recording this, as well as my most anticipated movies coming pretty soon. So I appreciate every single one of you all. Before you leave, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out my other content. Can't wait to cover these shows for you all. We'll catch you in the next video.